So what do we have here? Oh yeah, God of War. What do we think of this game so far? Easily one of my top 3 favorite video game franchises of all time. Why? Easy. 3 reasons. Number 1, the battle mechanics. Your skills progress as you progress through the game, and eventually you find yourself at a level where you're so powerful that you can put together strings of attack and defense combinations that make you feel damn near unstoppable and invincible. You feel like a total badass in the way that the fight mechanics are laid out in these games. Which leads me straight into reason number 2 why God of War is one of my favorite franchises of all time. The absolute sheer satisfaction that you get from just ripping enemies to shreds. I mean, you get to absolutely destroy people. Not just people, I mean like animals and monsters and zombie creatures and ghosts and witches and gods and titans and anything you can think of. Dragons, giant lizards, and small creatures, birds, everything. Ghost birds. I remember killing a couple ghost birds, if that even makes any sense. But anything and everything that steps into your path, pretty much, you get to just obliterate, eliminate, decimate, disrespect, and just get rid of with extreme violence and prejudice against it. Ultra violent. Kratos is absolutely ultra violent, and it's so satisfying to just decimate everyone. Reason number 3 why I love God of War so much, the storytelling. For me, story-wise, I can't even think of another video game series that comes close to touching God of War. Just for satisfaction of just the writing and just the richness of all the characters and the emotional depth of everything going on. The first 3 games in the series are based on Greek mythology, which is automatically a win for me. You got me right there. I've always been a huge fan of Greek mythology, probably the hugest fan in the world ever. And so that sucked me right in. And then the way that they made this dude fit into everything was just beautiful to me. And so that's the third reason for me why God of War is and forever will probably be in my top at least 3 favorite video game franchises of all time. The fight mechanics, the satisfaction of the gameplay, and the storytelling. And just thinking about it real quick, what other games come close to God of War story-wise? Like, even come close? I'd have to say probably the first 2 BioShocks. I didn't really give a shit about the third one. BioShock is definitely a dope-ass story, but it's not epic. God of War is epic, so it's definitely beneath God of War still. What else? There were some Call of Duties that really kicked ass. Damn, I don't remember which ones. There were so many, but like, what was the one? I'm not even gonna try to guess, but I think I really loved Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops. There was the one with Price and Ravenov or whoever. Anyway, if you know Call of Duties, you know which ones I'm talking about. There were like 2 of them with really good stories. Matter of fact, I actually loved the story in Ghosts, Call of Duty Ghosts. That was an excellent story to me. So, but still beneath God of War, even though God of War kind of has an unfair advantage because it's borrowing from like some of the most awesome storytelling that was already in place. Still, they did it correctly and it's awesome. So yeah, there are my reasons why I love the game so much. So if you're not familiar with the series, God of War is about a dude named Kratos who the universe will not allow to stop whooping ass and murdering everywhere he goes. Everywhere this man goes, fuck that. Basically, every 30 paces this guy takes, someone or something steps to him looking for a fight, and the same thing happens every single time. He's to Mount Olympus and physically eliminated damn near every single living creature or deity that ever existed and ever was. And he murdered his way through everyone to the point where he literally went from being a half of a human, half god to a full-fledged god and uncontested in the throne of Mount Olympus. He murdered everyone. Now in the 4th chapter of the saga, Kratos finds himself in the realm of the Norse gods and immediately finds himself not making friends with Thor and Odin and the rest of their family and about a million other super powerful motherfuckers that any mortal man should certainly never want any type of beef with. But Kratos isn't any mortal man. He is actually literally the actual physical god of war because he murdered the fuck out of the old god of war. What was his name? Ares, which was actually the whole point of the story. Ares kind of made a slave out of him and tricked him and made him kill his own family, and it was all bad. And yeah, you shouldn't do that to a dude whose name is Kratos. Ever. And before I talk about this new game, God of War 4, is it 4? I think it's 4. I just want to say real quick, it feels so damn good to be back on PlayStation again. I haven't had a PlayStation for like almost 2 years or something because I gave my old one to my little brother. It's been a while since I've been on a PlayStation, and from day one, I've been a fanboy of PlayStation way more than Xbox. I have both systems. I've had so much frustration with the Xbox. PlayStation is just a way more pleasant experience. I mean, from the moment you turn the thing on, just that blue screen is just, it's just like welcome home, and the ambient music that plays in the background while you're setting everything up and while you're going through your menus and everything. It's just beautiful. It's just so much better. And let me say this, I had considered getting the PS4 Pro, but I went with a regular PlayStation because I was reading the reviews on the PS4 Pro and everybody was saying you don't need it. Like, even if you have a 4K TV, the graphics aren't that much better than a regular PlayStation. I got the regular one, saved $100 or $150 or whatever it was, plugged it in, put in this game, and the graphics on a regular PS4 are, I mean, absolutely breathtaking. And it has HDR. I have an HDR TV, and the color just, I mean, it's just oozing out of the screen. It's just insane how good the graphics are on it. How old is a PS4 now? Like 8 years old? An 8-year-old system, I think it is. Something like that. Amazing graphics. So, and then on top of it, there's so many other reasons why the PlayStation is just better than the Xbox. Like, for one, and I'm not going to go off on this too much, but like the gameplay that you're watching right now in this video, there's a button on the PlayStation controller. It's a share button. You just hit it and it starts recording. When you're done, you hit it and it stops recording. And it'll say, what do you want to do? Save the clip? You save the clip. When you're ready to take all your clips and put them on your computer for editing, you just put a USB in the front of the PlayStation, copy them, done. Try that shit on an Xbox. You have to go into a menu to record the stuff, and then once you're done, you have to upload the shit to Xbox Live, which means you have to have the internet, and then from Xbox Live you have to take the shit and send it over to Xbox or Microsoft Upload Studio, and then from there you can edit it or not, but you have to take it from there and send it to your Microsoft OneDrive, which you have to have an account for, and then from there you can take it and download it to your computer for editing. And that shit is so damn complicated and confusing and time consuming. It's just and it's shit like that that makes me just kind of hate Xbox some of the time. And so yeah, it's good to be back on PlayStation. I just want to put that out there. So yeah, on this new game, God of War 4, or just God of War, the graphics, like I said, are absolutely breathtaking, even on a regular PS4. You start the game up, you realize now you have a son. And I already knew about that, and I was worried about that because I saw that in the trailers way back whenever the trailers dropped for this thing. I've been waiting for this game for like ever, it feels like, but I was apprehensive about the boy. I was very scared that this was going to be a protect the boy mission for the whole damn game, and I hate protect the person missions in video games. It's not a problem, trust me. This boy, your son, is a violent maniac just like his dad, and not only does he fight alongside you, he's more of a team member than a person that you have to protect or burden, but he also does other shit. He's from this realm, so he can read shit that you can't read, all the Norse symbols and stuff, so you need him for that. He tells you whenever there's danger. He'll say, look out, Dad, behind you, or over there, Dad, on your flank, or whatever. You can order him to shoot shit for you. You can do all kind of stuff with the kid, and then if you pay attention while the gameplay is going on, you'll see him jumping in there right in the middle of the shit and just raging out just like you on the enemies. He gets thrown around a lot, but it's fun. It's fun as hell. So the boy is awesome. And from the very beginning, the game starts off with you teaching him how to murder. I mean, immediately you tell him, come on, boy, we're going to go hunt. And he shoots something, and you make him drive a knife straight into its fucking heart and kill it. And that's God of War for you. He's a murder machine. So with this game, immediately you have an axe. Okay, it's not a regular axe, it's called the Leviathan axe. The fighting starts off pretty start, stop, and choppy, and you feel kind of weak, and just, it's kind of annoying in the beginning. I mean, the axe is awesome, but I mean, it's not the Blades of Chaos. But if you think about it, in the old God of War games, the Blades of Chaos you start off with are also pretty weak in the beginning, and they get powered up as the game goes, and that is God of War for you. That's the way that they do it. You have to power up as you go. Same thing with this axe. The axe is awesome in that it snaps back to you whenever you want, just like Thor's hammer, Mjolnir. You can throw it at an enemy and you can just leave it in their skull and then fight with your fists for a while and then call it back to your hand whenever you want. And it sets up some dope ass combos that just look amazing. And as you go, the axe gets stronger and stronger and stronger, and so do you, and you get armor and everything, just like the old games. And it's actually pretty cool. But I gotta say, missing the Blades of Chaos. The Blades of Chaos are one of my favorite, if not my absolute favorite weapon in any video game ever. It's just those combos. You just flow, just left, right, behind you, above you, underneath you. You jump around, you spin those things, you just murder everything around you and just evaporate them, and it's just the shit. And I'm like, damn, I missed them. But the axe it's getting more powerful, and it's pretty dope. So, and besides that, like I said, your son is also fighting alongside you, and you can command him. He has a bow, and so while you're in the middle of a fight, you're hitting the buttons to control him and yourself at the same time, which makes you just feel kind of even more badass. You're like controlling two people at the exact same time. Pretty awesome. I also want to say that the voice of the dude who's playing Kratos is pretty serious and definitely fucking appropriate for the murder machine that Kratos is. Whoever's doing the voice acting, I looked it up, I don't remember the guy's name, but damn dude, yeah, he's got an epic voice for sure. So yeah, very cool change up on the voice of Kratos. Deep ass voice he has, and he's always talking shit to his son. Boy, I told you don't speak, boy. You speak when I tell you to speak, boy. I found myself actually talking to my kid like that by accident. Me and him were playing the game all last weekend together, and yeah, go get me a beer, boy. I mean, it rubs off. It's, you know, what can I say? I'm also a 7-foot tall murder machine in a skirt. So epic voice there going on. Pretty awesome. And yeah, your son can also be upgraded alongside you. So every time you go back to the blacksmith, you got a choice. You can use some of your XP or whatever, or your money that you found or that you stole from everybody that you murdered on the way, and you can upgrade your shit or you can upgrade your son's shit. They're equally effective. You use both equally, and it's pretty satisfying. Your kid attacks enemies with your orders and without. So like I said, he'll cover your back, he'll cover your side. If you just look, you'll see anytime a group of enemies steps up, you'll see his arrow. You'll hear him talking shit. Die, bastards, die! You'll see him, you'll hear him. Check him out. Pretty dope. He's a badass little dude. You'll see. Story-wise in this new game, I'm absolutely loving the way that they connected the old story with the new story. I was super curious on how they were going to do that. Greek mythology, Norse mythology. How did they connect? They made it work, and they made it work really, really well. Really, really well. And I'm loving it. And I mean, without spoilers, I'll just say you were there, now you're here. And when you come here, everybody who's already here, let's say, I don't know, Odin and Thor and all the rest of them, they immediately know that you're here and they got beef with you. And that's all I'm going to say. And yeah, they ain't no easy win fights right there. So, but I'm not that far yet, but I'm getting there, and the heat is on and the battles are getting progressively more difficult. I cannot wait to see Thor, because there's a lot of talk about this dude in the game so far, and everybody's like, you don't want it with Thor? I'm like, come on, bring it on. I'll get my ass whooped for a little while, but I'll find his weakness and I'll scrape him just like I scraped Zeus in the old games. Just like in the old games, it's the same setup. This game feels exactly like a God of War game. There's no question about it. You do some puzzles, you progress a little bit, you're encountered by a bunch of lower level enemies, you dispatch them, you progress a little bit more, you're encountered by a big boss. Rinse, repeat. It sounds boring. It's not. It's totally satisfying. That is God of War. They absolutely made this game fit straight in there. No problem, no question. You know you're playing a God of War game. They switched up the camera angle this time, and they improved on it. If I had complaints about the old God of War, the one thing would be, well, there'd be two complaints. One would be that it was too difficult a lot of the times, and I had to end up kicking the difficulty level down just to get past parts of the game that were like super frustrating. And the second thing was the damn camera angles, and I think everybody kind of hated that. They set it up so that you're kind of forced to look at how beautiful everything is, so you don't skip the background scenes and shit until you see exactly what they want you to see. Same thing here, and it's fine, and they definitely improved on it. They moved the camera back behind his shoulder, but it gets in the way sometimes. And I found myself in a couple of battles where I had backed away from an enemy and the camera was directly behind me and all I could see was Kratos' back, and I'm like getting shot in the face while I'm trying to figure out how to fix my damn viewing situation. So there's that. And while I'm talking about things that negatives on the shit, all right, the other complaint that I have so far is the menu system. The menu system is nice and laid out like logically and everything, but I mean, there's just so much going on. I really have to sit there for like half a day and read everything to understand what the hell's going on. There's like runics, and there's gems, and there's spells, and there's enchantments, and there's like, you can upgrade all the different parts of your axe, like the handle and the blade and the hilt or whatever, and you can add a gem and markings on it. And the same with your kid, and you can like upgrade his bow or the string and his quiver, and you can put on new wrist wraps and shoulder pads and waist protection, and there's so much shit. There's just so much shit. It's very confusing, and I'm just looking at it like, what the fuck is this fall helm? And that's another thing. The names of the people that you're fighting in these games, pay attention to them, and I dare you to pronounce any of them. It'll be a word that has no vowels in it, I swear. There might be one vowel. It'll be like SWJAHTVLM. Helm. the wicked or something. King Julheimston. I don't know, just crazy shit. I like that though. I'm not complaining about that. But the menu system is a little bit too in-depth for me at this point. And basically, I'm just upgrading everything that it puts in front of me. It'll say, you can upgrade this, 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 and this. And I'll just do it, and I don't even know what I did. And while I'm out there fighting, sometimes I end up button mashing a little bit, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know I could do that. So I'm going to get into it a little bit more whenever I have a moment to sit and read up on it. But it's a little confusing. It's a little bit too heavy, especially for like my kid. He ain't gonna know about that shit. But it's definitely worthwhile. Like, I know that you can change up fighting styles, and you can change up your like special moves for different opponents and stuff. And so yeah, I gotta get in there and check that shit out and see what all I'm missing here, because admittedly, I usually play games on hard, and I started playing this one on hard, but I kicked it down to play on medium just so that I can progress faster to try to get this review out, because I'm also working on other games like Far Cry 5, which I haven't even come close to completing yet. Super hot. Fortnite I just got into, so I just don't have time. So yeah, I'm playing this on medium, for the record. So yeah, in typical God of War fashion, you have all sorts of very, very cool looking, interesting levels with puzzles that you have to figure out to progress, puzzles you have to figure out to get like new upgrades and shit, and hidden stuff that you have to find. And so there's plenty of shit for you to do for a long ass time. And like I said, right now I have a lot of games I'm kind of working on, so I don't have time to get into everything. But I'm going to tell you this, I got this game last Friday, and I have not even thought about playing any other games since then. So you're talking about a week of straight God of War play whenever I had time to play, and the rest of the games are on back burner. So that's a testament to how good this game is to me. I want to say that there have been some glitches in the game that were more funny than anything, but I don't know what the deal is with it, being that it's a single player game. You don't see that too much. Like there was a time when I threw an axe at an enemy, and he moved just in time for the axe to not land in his skull, but the axe still stuck in the air as if it was in his skull, and he's just standing next to it like, oh, check that out. And I'm looking at it too like, yeah, my axe is just hovering there. Shit like that. And there were other times whenever I got stuck, frozen, like in the middle of a battle, and was just standing there taking damage from enemies, and just had to basically just wait for the game to catch up and then finally set me free again. And it was kind of weird. So yeah, a little bit glitchy here and there, but not enough to make me complain, honestly. Like, I really didn't give a shit. I just waited for the fix, and then I got back in the fight. Another thing that's cool as hell about this to me is that this game is dropping right now. Norse mythology right now, right before Avengers Infinity War. I just got done watching Thor Ragnarok for like the 50th time the other day, because I bought it because I love that movie a little bit. I love it a little bit. But like I said, I love those stories, and the fact that we're going back into the Thor world and all that right now with the biggest Marvel movie ever, right now with this awesome ass game. I mean, it's just excitement. from the left and from the right. And so, yeah, that's awesome. I can't explain how excited I am to get through this game and just to get the Thor. Like, they're really building it up, this fight that you're going to have with Thor. And I'm like, yeah, come on, bring it. And I'm just, everybody's getting ripped to shreds until I get to that dude. And then Odin. I have a feeling you're not even going to get to see Odin in this game, because Odin's like a little bit too powerful. I'm saying they might save him for the next one, but I don't know. What else do I want to say about this game so far? I think that about does it. I'm loving it. Put it like that. God of War. God of War 4. God of War Norse. I'm going to guess I'm about maybe a third to close to a halfway through the game. And I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. It sucked me in. It's definitely been worth the wait. It was definitely a great reason to get another PlayStation. You should get a copy yourself. I'll probably make another video, maybe with some footage from the second half of the game, but that'll be like heavy spoilers, so I'll wait a little while on that. And then, yeah, I'm digging it. I'm just going to say I'm digging it. So get yourself a copy of God of War if you were thinking about it. I'm giving it 2 thumbs up. I'd give it a third if I had a third thumb. While I'm here talking, I'm going to go ahead and say that it's almost May. And so since we're having monthly giveaways on the channel now, I'm just going to go ahead and announce right now. The monthly giveaway for the month of May 2018 for my channel, These Ones Are Mine, well, our channel, me and Dookie Shoes, is going to be a digital download copy of God of War for the Sony PlayStation 4. So, you heard it here first. It's going to be 2 weeks, or a little bit more. It's going to be on the same date as it was for April. It's going to be on the 16th. So, a couple weeks. Go ahead and get your name in the comment section down below this video. Tell us why you should win. We'll probably pick a random winner just like last time. But hey, if you got a good enough story, who knows? Maybe it'll compel us to give it to you. I always love reading the comments in the section down there. Make sure you give us a way to contact you if you win. I forgot to mention that last time. So yeah. If you would like to be entered into the contest, into the drawing, to win a digital download copy of God of War for me and Dookie Shoes' monthly giveaway on our channel, These Ones Are Mine, make sure that you hit the subscribe button, leave a comment below saying that you would like to win and why we should pick you. Make sure you hit the bell button to be notified of all new videos that we post, because we're going to be posting a video of the drawing just like last time when we pick the winner. And that's it. So yeah, God of War. I'm loving it. You'll love it. Enter the contest for your chance at winning the drawing and getting a free copy next month. Until next time, thanks for watching. Peace.